Welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Hope you're all well. Busy here tonight, trying to get this in. Quick smoko break, and while the action's happening, chaos everywhere. But you get that? That's life. Yeah, well, who would have thought? Astros, holy bundy. 7-1 up against Washington, take a 3-2 lead in the World Series. 2-0 down in the World Series, and you go to their home ground and you win 3 games back to back to back. If they win this tomorrow or Wednesday or in Game 7, wow, they are a special sort of a team, these Astros. That is pretty darn amazing for where they were and how down and out. By 2-0 out, I don't think there was anyone that thought that they were going to be able to bounce back and win 3 games back to back to back in Washington. Washington's hurting. They didn't have their ace there. He's injured. They've got who have they got tomorrow? They have got Strasburg going up against Verlander. Strasburg's fantastic, but Verlander has just got a big set of balls on him. There's a fair chance he's going to come out pumped. Like was super excited. You could see him in the game today, jumping and screaming every time they scored a run. So yeah, very, very cool. I think he's going to come out pumped and just ready to blow them away. It's going to be a huge game on Wednesday. They get a day off because they're going back to Houston now for Game 6. So yeah, very, very special. What else have we got on my notes? Gerrit Cole, 7 innings, only 3 hits. One was a bomb to Soto. He's a fantastic young player, great hitter. But yeah, other than that, he was pretty much picture perfect. Old Cole bounced back after that loss the other day and really come out and just stuck it to him. Awesome effort from him. The guy, Ross, that pitched for Washington, had to step in, obviously, because Scherzer was injured. Did a fantastic job. Like, he was pretty unlucky. Like, the pitches he got, I think he made one of the home runs was a decent home run, and they deserved it. And the other one was sort of unlucky. It was a really good pitch away, and I think it was a lefty, just stroked it. Just went with it and just popped it and just used all wrists and got it out. So 2 bad pitches in the 5 innings he threw. Very unlucky for Ross. He'll be definitely a good pitcher to come out, and I guess the good thing about it, positive about it, is he gets that experience of being a starter in a World Series game. Huge thing for him, for a young bloke. So yeah, I think you will see more of Ross down the road next year. I think that'll make him a better player. So yeah, Game 6 in Houston. I've got a funny feeling the Astros are just going to keep playing. They are on a tear. Whether that day off is enough to give Washington a bit of a rest to recalibrate the brains to bounce back will be very interesting. I think there's a furniture salesman in Texas, in Houston, was really sweating about today. He's that guy that put, I think, $2 or $3 million on the Astros to win. He's now looking like he's a rock star. He's going to make a bit of money out of this, that guy. It was a huge bet, and he's probably going to make $1 million out of it. So good on him. I think Houston are going to win this. I can't see with Verlander on the mound. He's going to give him minimum 5, 7 innings, and then it's just if those bats can keep rolling. Bregman, Springer again, another home run. He's the World Series guru at home runs. If he gets a home run today, that means tomorrow he got that in the 9th. He's been in a bit of a lull. If he now hits his ramp zone, bye. He can come out and get 4 hits on Wednesday, and with 2 of them home runs the way he plays. He's a machine. So yeah, I can't see Washington bouncing back. I think they are absolutely mentally smashed. To have a 2-0 lead and then lose 3 in a row, that's got to be really mentally tough. It's going to take a big heart for them to bounce back. I hope they do. I'd love to see them win Wednesday, so that goes to a Game 7, and then it's all for nothing. But I've got a funny feeling Houston going to come out and get that. So yeah, a great game by them again. Like 10 hits for them, only 4 for the Nationals. Yeah, really good game. very cool. Next, Huwawei. Huwawei Fold comes out on November 15th. You would have seen the images on the web, bits and pieces, like a two-piece. It looks like a little A5 notebook. The screen is on the whole outside, which is weird. It's not on the inside that folds open. It's on the outside that folds into itself like a little book. So you're very different. I don't know how that's going to last. It's coming out. Obviously, they don't have access to Google Play Store and stuff like that anymore, so that's going to be tricky. It is a 5G phone. They claim it's the world's fastest 5G folding phone. It's going to have an 8-inch screen when you open it up, so it's like a mini tablet. 40 megapixel camera, 8 gigabyte RAM, a 4,500 amp hour battery, so it's a huge battery. Get this, 512 gigabytes of storage. That's what I've got in my MacBook Pro. I think most MacBooks, even the new MacBook 2019, the 15-inch, comes standard with 512 gig. You get 512 gig in a little phone, man. Holy crap. It's got 3 cameras, same as the iPhone, but it's got a 4th, which is a 3D camera. So I'm assuming it can map stuff and take photos and maps it and gives it some, artificially adapts and gives it some sort of depth of field. So that'll be really interesting to see. It's released on November the 15th, 2,074 US bucks. Huge price. That's nearly 3,000 bucks Australian, and you've got no Android in it, and you've got no Google. It's running a different, never heard of processor in it. I'm not sure, and obviously you don't have the Google store, so I don't know how the sales for that are going to go. It's going to be tricky. It'll be a really big indicator on how Huawei is going to go from here on in. So huge news. November the 15th, we'll see more about that. I'm sure every reviewer on the planet's going to get it, so you'll be able to see a heap of reviews on it and how it's going to go. Facts and figures, looks amazing. We all know Huawei's the king of 5G. They've got the best chips for 5G, so that will be good. Obviously 5G is still a year or two off from actually getting a half decent sort of a rollout to everywhere. Even in Australia, it's basically in minimal suburbs in the major cities. So a couple more years before it really is useful for anything. But a massive price too, $3,000. That's insane for a friggin' phone, and it's like a little tablet. So I guess it's a best of both worlds. I'm sure people are going to want it, but how it's going to run and what it's going to run on is, I guess, a different thing. While we're on phones, there's been a leaked image on the net. Apple iPhone XR, so last year's model, with assembled in India on the packaging. Huge thing. I think we talked about a little while ago about what's going on with China, with the trade wars with the US, how India is probably the next best bet to take over from China as the poor country that can build everything. Someone's got to be poor. It's the only way you can make everything cheap, and China's now got too much money, so it's now becoming a little bit expensive to get stuff in China. So I think India is the next best option. And then this indicator of Apple now shipping parts to India and then getting it assembled there. It's basically at the moment that package, those 10 phones are basically only for the local market. Whether we then see that fold into an export industry, so everything gets made or shipped to India, assembled, then exported to the world, that's the next big step. But a big sign that India is on the up and up and that China is still on the outer. So huge news, I guess, for that side, for the China-US relationship. Obviously still no good, and Apple looking at ways to, I guess, hedge their bets and have a back door if they need to get the hell out of China in a fast hurry, which I think is still on the cards a little bit. Again, I think China has got too much money now. They're too big. So now they've got to pay wages. Once you start paying people more wages, then you can't produce the cheap products, which means someone else has got to take over. Someone's got to be poor. It's the only way you can get cheap stuff. Someone's got to be the poor person. That's what happens all through life. If all of us can't be Jeff Bezos, otherwise it just doesn't. The system doesn't work. And then last but not least, when I started this YouTube journey, I sort of was just uploading our fishing videos, trying to look to see if we could get some sponsorship of some sort for the Barra Classic. that rolled into a fair bit of a passion into making video and learning and understanding and how to edit and all that stuff. And now I'm still pretty average at it, I'll admit that first, but I'm really enjoying actually doing it, and it's also got me back into my actual love of photography, so I'm super happy about that. And then one of my second biggest video, which is on the Calcutta 2019 DC, which I absolutely love. It's my favourite reel. It's just absolute amazing piece of engineering and just the best reel you can get, period. I'd put it up against anything anyone else has got. It's definitely good, and I was lucky enough to be the first one outside of Japan to get hold of it, to do a review on it. You can catch my video on the thing. I'll whack a link on the end page for you. Well, a gentleman from the States was seen the review, was really kind enough to send me a letter and say thank you for the review. I've been looking at this, I'm really keen, I'm going to buy one. Is there anything else you can tell me? So we sort of had a back and forth, and I still think it's great. I think it's a really good reel, and he got one and he's super stoked with it, and he's really happy, and now he's looking to match it up to a nice rod. So I give him Ian Miller, the great Australian rod maker. I give him his details to sort of match it up. I thought that might be a good option for him, chasing I think they're called redfish in America. But yeah, I think more so to the point, and we've had a really good email back and forth, and I think it's awesome, and I didn't think I'd be doing that as when I started this, but yeah, very cool for me to be able to maybe possibly help someone and to give someone advice that's helped them out when they're buying something. These things, fishing reels can be super expensive, so if I've helped him and that works out, well then that's awesome, and that makes this just so much more special. So very cool. And I think it's, I guess, what most YouTubers get into it to do, and what it's all about, creating something we enjoy, and then hopefully that gets to everyone can see it and do it, and see it and watch it and say what they want to say about it, good, bad, the ugly. You've got to take every side of it. I've had some bad ones as well, but that's life. Everything can't be all roses. So yeah, very cool, and yeah, awesome from him. I much appreciate him sending me a letter to say thank you. That was pretty darn cool, and yeah, I hope he catches a big fish on it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, just wanted to say I'm just pretty happy about this whole journey, and it's been fun, and I'm still enjoying it, and I love it. So it takes up a lot of my time, but I actually get a lot back out of it, so very cool. Anyway, so for all yous out there, it's a Monday night, yeah, jeez, week's already started halfway over. Look out, I'll be out of here soon. I'll get to go home with my family. Can't wait to do that. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic Monday night. Have a great sleep. Monday's done. Tuesday's easy. You're in your routine now. Just flow on through that week. We'll see you all tomorrow night, and we'll hope you're all well and rested from a lovely weekend. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon. Ciao.